Hey Body Rockers, and welcome back to BodyRock Yoga. If you guys haven't done any of my videos yet, my name is Deanna. Today we're going to be doing just a straight up yoga flow. I know you guys have been requesting something that's a little bit longer. So today is going to be an all level flow. Just if you were to come to one of my yoga classes and take one of my yoga classes, this is probably what you would get. So my best advice to you is, as always, is to stay with your breath. Try and keep your breathing controlled. And I'm going to give you some modifications as well. So modify when you need to, challenge yourself absolutely when you need to, and we're just going to see how it goes. So as always, we're going to start in child's pose today. So big toes touch, knees wide, about as wide as your mat, and then walk your arms out in front of you, about shoulder width apart. If your shoulders are tighter, you can widen your hands just a little bit, and then forehead to the ground, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Spread your fingertips wide, externally rotate your arm bones away from each other, so your elbows are coming down towards the mat. And just take a few seconds here to check in, so just seeing where you might be a little bit tighter, where you have a little bit more space. And try to just really drop down into your body, tune into what you feel, rather than listening to your head, your thoughts. Try to just tap down into physical sensation. Each exhale, letting yourself fall a little deeper in towards your mat. On your next inhale, lift up your torso, walk it over towards the right corner of your mat. Left fingertips reach a little bit further, so going for length down your left side. Breathe in. And as you exhale, pressing your ribs towards the left side of your mat. And still externally rotating your left arm away from you. So again, every inhale, try to feel your ribs expand. Feel your whole left side body get really long and inflated. And then as you exhale, reaching. So keeping your hands glued to the floor and moving your torso over towards the left side. And at the same time, really trying to sink your hips back towards your heels. Come back into center. Take a second here. You can keep your hands lifted, maybe coming up to your fingertips. Nice long neck, so again, chin in towards your chest. And then switching sides, walking over towards the left side of your mat. Right fingertips get really long. Breathe in and expand. Exhale to melt down. And get deep down into your whole right side body. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Coming back in towards center and finding your way up to your hands and to your knees. So bring your knees in so they come right underneath your hips. Hands shoulder width apart, fingertips facing forward. Just a couple cat and cows here to warm up your spine. So as you inhale, drop your belly down, tailbone lifts, eyes lift, collarbones widen. And as you exhale, press into the floor, pull your belly button in towards your spine and really bring your upper spine towards the ceiling, chin into chest. And then just start to move with your breath. So as you inhale, you drop your belly down, rotate through your shoulders, eyes lift. As you exhale, round and curl. Empty your lungs, hollow out your belly, really pull your abdominal wall in towards your spine. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Really try to just bring your full attention into your spine and articulating through each vertebrae as you move. Come back into center. Tuck your toes under if they're not already. And then what you're going to do, tuck your tailbone down. So you're hollowing out through your lower abdomen, belly to spine, and then knees lift just 2 inches away from the floor. So I want you guys to avoid kind of sinking down and doing this. Really think about dropping your tailbone down, hollowing out your belly. Hug your arm bones in towards each other, and then lifting your hips all the way up and back to downward facing dog. So take a second here, walk it out. Move your hands if you need to. If your shoulders are really tight, you can take your hands a little bit wider. If not, you can bring them a little bit closer together. And just start to walk it out. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Trying to get your heels down to the floor as much as you can. And again, if you're feeling that rounding in your spine, you want to bring a bend to your knees and press away from your hands. So don't try to just get your heels down to the floor if you're feeling your back starting to round out. Bend your knees and go for a long spine. Press away from your hands, relax your neck. As you inhale, bring your right leg up as high as you can. Bend your knee and then open up your hips. So you're stacking your hip bones right on top of one another. Roll your ankle, wiggle your toes. Start to bring some movement to those smaller joints in your body. Keep pressing away from your hands. Fire up your bottom leg, lifting your kneecap, hugging your muscles in towards your bones. Breathe in. And then exhale, right leg comes down. Roll it forward, high plank. So shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists here. Squeeze your leg muscles in, arm bones keep squeezing in towards each other. Again, try not to let your back sway. Tuck your tailbone down towards your heels, hollow out your low belly. And then lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees if you need to, walk it out. Relax your neck. And then switching sides. Inhale, left leg comes up to the sky, as high as you can. Bend your knee, open up your hip. So try to melt your right heel down to the floor as much as you can. Spread your upper toes. Maybe making some circles if you need to bring some movement into your hips. Whatever feels good. This is your practice. I'm here to guide you, but ultimately you know what you need better than I do. So listen to your body and do what you must. And then slowly release your left foot to the floor, rolling back forward, high plank, and hold. Fire every muscle up in your body. Squeeze your arms in, press your heels back, look forward. Holding this here. Float your right toes away from the floor, just 2 inches. If that's too much, you can drop your left knee down to the floor and hold. I would rather you guys build a solid foundation and get strong rather than just doing it and struggling through it. And then switch. Left toes float. Drop your right knee if you need. Keep reaching through your left toes. That's how this pose will get lighter. If this top leg is heavy and not engaged, it just makes everything heavier. So try and press away from the floor, reach long, drop your left toes down, up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, back in the mat. And then heel to your feet hip width apart. So as always, measuring with 2 fists. If you need a little bit more space, go for it. And then just grabbing opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And shake your head out, yes. Shake it out, no. And really allow your legs to do all the work here. So squeezing muscle into bone. Press your shins towards the walls on either side of you. And then the upper body just goes with gravity. Just hanging. Just hanging. If you like, you can bring it into a shoulder stretch here, maybe interlacing your hands behind your back. Or if your shoulders are tight, grabbing a towel or a strap, just to give yourself some space. Slowly release your hands back down to the floor. Walk it back out, downward facing dog. As you inhale, roll forward through your spine. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Come forward slowly. As you exhale, leading with your tailbone up and back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees if you need to. And again, rolling forward. Exhale to roll back. And again, rolling forward, high plank. Drop down to your knees for this first one. Look forward, widen your collarbones, and shoulders shift past your wrist, just a couple inches. So again, tucking your tailbone under, engaging your lower abdomen, and then lower down just halfway, or until you feel your arms start to quiver or vibrate. Holding that here, arms squeezing towards your body. Untuck your toes, rolling down to the floor. Cobra waves. So as you inhale, rolling up through your spine, head is the last to arrive, and slowly coming all the way back down. Really engage your legs, press your toes down into the mat. Inhale, rolling up. Try not to put too much pressure in your hands, using your upper body. Exhale, back down. Last time, coming all the way up as high as you can, maybe a little bit more pressure in the hands this time. Slowly coming all the way back down. And then moving back to your hands and to your knees. As you inhale, left leg comes out, reach long, flex your foot or point your toes, it's up to you. And right hand comes forward, so get really long. Again, try not to flare out your ribs. Really tuck your hip bones up and your lower ribs down, so they're coming in closer towards each other. Breathe in, get long. As you exhale, round and curl. Bring your knee and your elbow together. Really press that left hand into the floor so you can arch your upper spine. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, round and curl. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Lengthen it back out. Right hand comes down to the floor, look forward. Tuck your back toes under. Keep your top leg engaged, and we're taking 3 sunbird bows. So, elbows come back, chin to the floor, keep them hugging in towards your body, and come back up 1. 2. Inhale to go down. Exhale to come up, and then round and curl. Left knee comes in towards your nose, really press into the floor, squeeze your belly button in towards your spine, and then releasing all the way down. Second side, right leg reaches out, left hand reaches forward, breathe in. And again, check in, so reaching long, your fingers and toes. Try not to arch, try not to sink down into your right shoulder, press away from the floor. Try to get out of your joints. Breathe in. As you exhale, round and curl, hollow it out. And breathe in to lengthen. And out. Pull it in. Last time, stretch it out. Round and curl, press into the floor, hollow out your belly. Lengthen it back out. Left hand down to the floor, look forward. 3 sunbird bows on this side. Inhale. Exhale, hug your body, or just until you feel your arms start to vibrate. 1. 2. 3. Round and curl, right knee in towards your nose. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Right foot comes down to the floor. Tuck your toes under, lift it up and back, downward facing dog. With straight legs and flexed feet, walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. As you inhale, press yourself up, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let your hands go, bend your knees, head and hands stay heavy, and then rolling up all the way to stand. 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you get to the top, shoulders wrap all the way up, down, and back, stand tall. Take a second to feel your feet against the mat. Open up your eyes, breathe in and reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down to the mat, step it back, high plank. Dropping down to your knees if you need to, or just chaturanga, arms squeeze your sides. Just halfway, don't come past. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Breathe in to lift up. Exhale, come back down. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, stepping it back. Opposite foot, if you can remember which one. Lowering down, arms hug your sides, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, rise to your tippy toes. And then as you exhale, melt them down, press away from your hands. And again, one more time, inhale. Exhale, melt them down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk or hop up to your feet. Halfway lift. Fold. Breathe and reach all the way up, last one. And then coming back down to the mat. Halfway lift. Hands down, stepping it back, high plank. Chaturanga, low plank. Take your time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps the sky as you inhale. So inward rotation. Try not to stack your hips to get it higher. You're going to keep your toes facing the ground. Press out of your heel, press away from your hands. Inhale. As you exhale, shoulders come right over your wrist. Round and curl your upper spine. Knee comes in towards your nose. Squeeze your arm bones in. Kick it back, one-legged down dog. And again, this time, right knee to right elbow and hold. And kick it back. Make sure you're getting your shoulders right over your wrists. Coming underneath your body, right knee, left elbow. And kick it back. Round and curl back in towards your nose. Lift high on the ball of your back foot. Hips come a little higher. Right foot steps through in between your hands. Drop down to your back knee. So hands move to your hips. So really going to get a stretch down your left side here, left hip flexor. Use your exhales to melt a little bit deeper each time. You'll start to feel, the more you exhale and the longer you stay, you'll feel your muscles start to release. It just takes some time. Your hip flexor is about as thick as your fist, so be patient. It will open, it just takes some time. Both hands to the floor, scoot your back knee in just a little. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee away from the floor. Left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky, twist. As you inhale, get really long through your spine. Exhale to open just a little bit more. Right foot pulls back, left foot pulls forward. So you're pulling your hips back in towards their sockets. Right hand to the floor. Step up towards your right foot. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, halfway lift. Stepping it back, high plank. Chaturanga, low plank. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left leg to the sky. Remember, keep it closed. Inward rotation with your left leg. Breathe in. Round and curl, shoulders over wrists. Hollow out your belly. Squeeze it in. And kick it back. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale to lift up. Ooh. Exhale to cross it under. Kick it back. Round and curl. Last one here. Shoulders over wrists, hips come higher. Left foot steps through, drop down to your right knee. So hands can either be on your left thigh, can be on your hips. You want to take it into a back bend, all up to you. Each exhale melting down a little bit deeper into your your right hip. Going for a twist here, right hand to the floor. Back knee lifts, left hand to the sky, twist. Breathing in long, opening up. Left hip back, right hip forward this time. So try not to sink down into that bottom shoulder, really lift up and away. Try to even maybe come to your fingertips. Left hand down to the floor, right foot to meet your left, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold.
Utkatasana, so big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Sitting down low, weight moves into your heels. Sitting low. So you want to make sure when you look down, you can see all 10 little piggly wigglies. If you can't see them, shifting your weight back more into your heels. If you need to lift your hips up a little bit more, you're still going to feel this in your legs, I promise. And again, try not to scoop the glute out too much, tucking it under. So using your lower abdominal muscles. My favorite Utkatasana wave. So as you inhale, chest comes high. As you exhale, torso to thighs, swing your arms back. Try not to collapse on your legs too much. Keeping a strong core. Breathe in, reaching up. Exhale, float it back. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more, inhale. I know it's burning. You're almost there, you can do it. Swing it back. Last time, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, stepping it back, high plank. Hold. So drop your knee if you need to. Float your right toes. If not, you're hovering in a high plank. Lift it up and back, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip, and then we're going to flip our dog over. Don't freak out, it's not as hard as it looks. So you're going to drop your right toes behind your left, and then just swiveling your feet, right hand peels away from the floor. So both toes are going to face the back of your mat. Walk your heels in a little bit closer toward you. So if you're like super far, you have no power. You have more power the closer your limbs are towards you. So walk your heels in, root down through your heels, push your hips up. And then reaching your right hand up to the sky. Maybe dropping it over your head. Really good, guys. Come back over to a high plank. Any way you get there, big toes touch. And then dropping both heels over towards the right, left hand moves up to the sky. If you need to modify this, bottom knee can drop. Another nice modification, like the medium version. Left foot steps in front of your hip. If you guys are ready for it, you can stay stacked, flexing both feet in. Try not to like claw the floor with your top foot. I see that a lot. So flex baby toes in towards your face. And if you still want more, maybe hovering. The shaking is good. It means you're building new muscle. Come back over, high plank. Lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop, top of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. Utkatasana, sit it down low. Squeeze everything in towards center, knees squeeze in, toes squeeze in. Inhale, chest up high. Exhale, fold it back, 1. Inhale. 2. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Inhale. 5. Chest lifts up high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Root your hands, step it back, high plank, and hold. Modifying if you need to, going for it. And don't feel intimidated, like dip your toes in the water if you want to try the full version, go for it. And then if it's not working for you, just drop your knee. It's that easy. Don't get in your head too much about it. We all have to start somewhere. Lift it all the way up and back, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip, and then flip. So again, left foot to the floor, swivel your feet, pressing into your heels, walking a little closer if you need to. Root down through your heels to lift up. Let your head drop back, maybe reaching forward. Coming back over, high plank, up and back, downward facing dog. Roll it forward, high plank. Oh, I missed something. So, high plank, big toes touch, drop both heels over towards the left this time. So try not to let your hips sink down right away. I like to elevate them. So you can even lift onto your toes to roll over. Keep your hips high, lift away from the floor. Remember, you can drop your bottom knee if you need. If you want to turn it up, floating your top leg. Keep everything super engaged. Reach long. Good work. Coming back over, high plank. Work your way down to your elbows. Forearm plank. So, from here, again, try not to do that. Try and keep your butt up too high, nice and even. Tuck your tailbone down towards your heels. Couple breaths here. Steady your breathing. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. Our bodies are relentless. It's our minds that need convincing. You can stay. Slowly walk your tiptoes up towards your elbows, dolphin. So this is working into your shoulders. And try to press away from your hand, just like we do in down dog. Bend your knees if you need to. Quick break here, dropping down to your knees, untuck your toes. Moving into Balasana. So this is just a different version of child's pose. Let your shoulder blades separate, forehead to the mat. Your heart is beating out of control. Just bringing yourself back to zero, calming your breath, making your exhales much, much longer than your inhales. Slowly rolling all the way up to sit. Taking a second here. Adjust whatever you got to adjust. And then pressing back into your hands, to your feet. Downward facing dog, any way that you get there. Right leg comes up right away. Round and curl, knee in towards your nose. Step your right foot through. Breathe in to reach up, crescent lunge. Taking a twist here, hands to heart center. Left elbow, right knee. So again, modification is to drop your back knee down. If you're ready for it, you just fire up that back leg. Kneecap to ceiling. Breathe in, press away from your right thigh. Exhale, twist. So really press your top hand into your bottom hand. Right knee presses out as your left arm squeezes in. Maybe opening up your arms. Remember, if you never try, you'll never know, so go for it. And then opening up warrior two. So top arm sweeps back. Warrior two. Heel toe, your left foot to the back of the mat. Right toes face forward. Back foot is facing the left side of your mat. Flip your palms. Breathe in to reverse your warrior, looking all the way up and back. Moving back, warrior two. Straighten out your front knee, turn your toes in. Hands move to your hips. So a couple of things, so you can keep your feet parallel, you can turn them in a little bit more if you're looking more for a stretch. If you're good, you just stay here. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale to fold. So just like we did in our forward fold at the beginning, legs do the work, upper body just gets to chill. Let gravity take your head, your shoulders. You can press your spine. Just think about rooting the outer edges of your feet down and lifting your inner ankles, or your inner arch. Good, guys. Press yourself up, halfway lift. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit closer towards each other. And then moving back towards the front of your mat. So right toes face forward. Press yourself up, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold down towards your right leg. You need to, slight bend in your front knee works, but working towards straightening it out. Again, using your exhales to let you fall. Bend down into your right knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, rounding curl. Step your left foot through, and setting up for your twist here. So crescent lunge first. If you need, drop your bottom knee to start. Taking your twist, inhale, lengthen your spine. Pull the pit of your belly in so you really have that room to twist your upper spine. And then staying here or firing up your back leg. Try to think about widening through your collarbones here so you're not crunching down. Shoulders away from your ears, nice long neck. Rinsing out. Maybe opening up your arms like wings. Remember, left knee presses out, right arm squeezes in. So use that seal for stability. And then opening up. Warrior two. Take your time, readjust whatever you need to readjust. Flip your palms and reverse. Try not to lose that front knee bend when you go back. Try and stay nice and low. Ooh, nice stretch down your whole left side here. And you don't need to go that far back. While most people are looking to build flexibility, I'm looking to build strength. So that's my work. Bring it back up. Straighten it out, turn your toes to face the wall. So second side forward fold. Couple options here, and feel free to do whatever feels right for you. So you can interlace your hands at your back. Again, hands together works, or if you have a strap or a towel or even your shirt that's nearby, hook onto that, lifting up, and then folding forward. The sun is shining there today. So let that go. If you're not feeling that, you can walk your hands through. That's a nice option. Knees can always be bent. Everybody loves a good upside down face. I'm sure I look gorgeous. Or you can walk your hands out for, I'll show you this way, for a nice long and wide downward facing dog. This feels so good. So as your hands are walking out, you try to melt your chest down through your hands. You got it. Keep your legs engaged, squeezing muscle into the bone. Press yourself up, halfway lift, close your feet off, and then working back towards the front of the mat. Halfway lift, folding forward over your left leg. Bend down into your right knee, step it back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, roll forward, high plank. Chaturanga, low plank, drop to your knees. Slowly lower down for 3, 2, belly flop, all the way to the floor. So, from here, Shalambhasana. Hands interlacing your low back. Again, strap or towel, do what you gotta do. Start from your foundation, your feet. So you're pressing the tops of your feet down, lift your kneecaps. And try to press your baby toes down and towards the floor. So think inward rotation with your thighs. Your feet are kind of going to want to turn out here. Think inward. So, same thing. Shoulder blades kiss behind your back. And as you inhale, toes float. And then shoulders float, reaching your toes and your fists back as your eyes and your chest reach forward. Breathe in. And as you exhale, relax down to the floor. One ear hits the mat, doesn't matter which, your favorite ear. And just let everything melt and just chill. And then coming back opposite side. So this time, you can interlace your hands or kind of just let them go free. Still, shoulder blades are wrapping around your spine, fingers reach. Inward rotation with your thighs. Inhale, toes float. And shoulders float. So this one, I really want you guys to go for length rather than bend up. So tuck your chin in towards your chest, long neck. Reach through your toes, get really, really long. Inhale. Opposite ear hits the floor. Relax. So coming back to zero, muscle melts away. Feel your heartbeat against the floor. This is the best part. Pressing back up to your hands and to your knees. Walk it forward. You know you're working really hard when there's sweat all over your mat, so you want to go for it. So any way you can get to your back, just find your way there, lay down. Setting up for bridge pose. So bridge pose, walk your feet in a little bit closer towards you. Fingertips tickle the back of your heels. Ground down through your feet. Roll your tailbone away from the floor. Each vertebrae follows successionally. Now, if you guys have, if you have yoga props at home, this is a great place. You can take your block and put it in between your knees. If I don't have my block with me, if you have a Kleenex box or Tupperware, anything you can find around the house that's not too heavy, that's going to hurt you if it falls, bring that between your knees and squeeze in. So hands interlace, shoulder blades tucked right underneath you. Try to prop yourself up as high as you can. You want to give your neck some space here, so chin out towards your chest, try to lift it up towards the ceiling. Giving your cervical spine a break. And then slowly rolling all the way down to the floor. Let your knees wish-wash side to side. And then coming back up. Ground down through your heels. Roll your tailbone back up. So option here. I'm gonna, so if you guys just want to go into bridge, you can go right into it while I'm talking the rest of you through this. So I'm gonna show you a full wheel. So full wheel, fingertips come down by your ears facing your shoulders. If you guys have tighter shoulders, I'd recommend bringing your hands a little bit wider. I see a lot of people trying to get too close to their head and it doesn't really help. So you need a little bit of space here. So fingertips down by your ears facing your shoulders. Walk your feet in. Press into your heels and move up to the crown of your head. So don't put all the weight on your head, you want weight in your hands, but this is a good place to start. And then from here, pressing into your hands, lifting, 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 straightening your arms as much as you can. Grounding down through your heels. Keep pressing your heels down, hips up. Come down whenever you need to. Try and take 3 nice deep breaths here. If you guys are in the first version, you guys can stay, just hang out. And then slowly coming all the way down, tuck your chin in towards your chest, slowly release all the way down to the floor. Finding Supine Konasana. Soles of your feet touch, knees wide. One hand to your heart, the other one to your belly. So wherever your legs fall, let them relax. And take a second to close your eyes here and tune into what you feel. Your heartbeat, your breath, your body against the mat, maybe your body heat. A big part of yoga is about connecting to what is happening right now in the present moment. And I find the best way to do that is just to link onto something physical as to what you feel within this inhale and then within this exhale. Plug your knees in towards your chest, rock it out side to side. Open up your arms wide, taking a little twist here. So dropping your knees over towards the right, looking over your left shoulder. Try to keep your knees even, so don't have one kind of scooching forward more than the other. Try and even them out. And try and make this twist active. If you're letting your knees fall over and you're already feeling this intensely in your low back and down your side, just hang out, that's cool. If you're a little bit more mobile, like myself, you really want to create the stretch. So knees go over one way and really thinking about dropping your right side towards the right as you move your upper body in the opposite direction towards the left. So breathe in, get really long. And then exhale, create the resistance in the twist. Good, come back into center. And then switch, dropping everything over towards the left side. Ooh, I just got a nice crack there. And that is normal. I know you guys have sent me some messages. That's totally normal for your back to crack by itself. If you're not forcing it, that's good. You're not having somebody else do it for you, like a friend. And I always say this, if you guys can't make it to yoga or do anything, any kind of physical activity in the day, twists are the #1 thing for you to do. It's so good for your spine. Your spine is what keeps you young. Come back into center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Giving yourself a little final squeeze here. Nose to knees, squeeze it in, tense, 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 tight, tight, tight. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, flopping out to Savasana. Feet wide, palms down by your side, facing up. And this is what you work for in your practice, are these last few moments of rest. So really take advantage here, try not to cut it short. When you work hard, you rest hard. So staying here as long as you need. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.